People often struggle to know how to start recording their life stories. This video will give a few ideas about getting started. My husband and I listened to the Fifth Avenue Story Society audiobook found on Libby. It was written by Rachel Haupt. This is a great fictional book about storytelling. The next few slides are some of the things that I learned about writing your own story from this book. Feel free to share your thoughts about recording stories in the comments. We don't have to be professional writers to write our stories. Has a story to tell. I was talking with a friend one time. Her comment was that her life was boring and there wasn't anything to write about. A while later, she made a comment in church, and she told a beautiful story about something that had happened in her life. I wanted to stand up right there and then said, "I told you you had stories to share." Everybody does have stories. Writing the good and bad about our lives is important and interesting. We tend to only want to write about the good things that have happened to us. We don't want people to know the struggles we have or are facing. But sharing both makes our stories more interesting and helps others learn from our experiences. We all can learn from others' stories. We sometimes share the same experiences or something similar, and we can empathize with others because we know what they are feeling. But many times we learn life lessons through the experiences of others. It is a good thing we don't have to experience everything ourselves. Writing about our life can be very challenging. Many times we don't want to look bad to others. Other times we just feel we can't write and express how we really feel. We're afraid of what others might think about us. Sometimes just writing a little bit so we don't forget the experience, and then coming back later on in our life and then trying to relate the experience is easier. At that point we might have a new perspective and be able to share the experience in a different light. Our stories are interesting to others. We often feel that others will not be interested in our experiences. But when you sit down and realize how often we actually do share stories with others in our conversations, we should realize that others do enjoy hearing about our experiences. Writing can be therapeutic to our souls. Writing about our feelings and being able to express our feelings can help us get out some of our emotions. We may never share what we have written with others, but sharing it with ourselves can help us feel better. Writing and sharing stories of our lives builds friendships. Building friendships is all about sharing experiences. If you can share your experiences with your friends, you can also write those experiences down. We don't have to be professional writers to record our stories. The more we write, the better we will become at writing. In college, I had an English class I was required to take. Reading and writing was not one of my better subjects. I had tried very hard on one of my writing assignments. When I got the paper back, there was a great big D- at the top of the page, and a comment from the teacher that said something like, "This was awful. You can do much better." I was appalled and wished I could drop the class. I stuck it out and passed the class. I wouldn't say that I'm an excellent writer even now, but I have improved over the years. I don't think the teacher's comment was appropriate, but I survived her criticism and I have gone on to write many other things. Share a little from a talk given by Henry B. Eyring in October of 2007 called "Oh, Remember, Remember." When our children were very small, I started to write down a few things about what happened every day. Let me tell you how that got started. I came home late from a church assignment. It was after dark. My father-in-law, who lived near us, surprised me as I walked toward the front door of my house. He was carrying a load of pipes over his shoulder. Walking very fast and dressed in his work clothes, I knew that he had been building a system to pump water from a stream below us up to our property. He smiled, spoke softly, and then rushed past me into the darkness to go on with his work. I took a few steps toward the house, thinking of what he was doing for us. And just as I got to the door, I heard in my mind, not in my own voice, these words, "I am not giving you these experiences for yourself. Write them down." I didn't go to bed. Although I was tired, I took out some paper and began to write. And as I did, I understood the message I had heard in my mind. I was supposed to record for my children to read someday in the future how I had seen the hand of God blessing our family. Grandpa didn't have to do what he was doing for us. He could have had someone else do it, or not have done it at all. But he was serving us, his family, in the way covenant disciples of Jesus Christ always do. And so I wrote it down so that my children could have the memory someday when they would need it. When or how often should you record? Well, right after an event, after a change in your life, when the thought comes to you, or for a specific person or persons like your parents, children, or a friend. So how about a daily basis? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Setting a time might be important, like in the morning or just at night before you go to bed. If every day is too much, you might want to pick a certain day and record on that day each week. Every Sunday might be a good way to start. Maybe once each week is still too hard, so maybe once a month. You could pick the first day or the last day of each month to recap what had happened. So where to record? A bound journal, which you can pick up at bookstores, discount stores, or order online. How about in a spiral notebook? I just use a spiral notebook as they are cheaper and I can buy them when they are on sale. I hope to someday go through and type up the many books I have written up. Many of us use computers on a regular basis, and it is easier to make changes to our writing. It is easier to share sections of your journal with others when we have it on a computer. Some people prefer to save pictures. With pictures, it is important to record about the photo and the event so others know what the image is about. I will be doing a video on using Microsoft Word to record and add your pictures, since many of our images are now on electronic devices. Old photo albums can help you remember events from your past to record your memories. A baby book is a good way to help a child have memories of their past, since they will not remember much about those first few years. Often people don't realize that they are doing family history as they create baby books or scrapbooks. The most important thing is to get started and begin recording your life story. Enjoy recording.